Healthcare is actually the next thing we're going to talk about, or an aspect of healthcare, and this is abortion and Down syndrome, because a woman who actually has Down syndrome has lost her appeal over a law that allows abortion up until birth for a fetus with the condition. This has been a big debate this week. We're going to talk to her mother. So it was Heidi Crowter, who has Down syndrome and has brought the case, and has a brilliant blog, actually, really worth reading. She's a really, really talented young woman, and Liz Crowter is her mother and a campaigner alongside her daughter. Liz is with us now. Liz, you're very welcome to TalkTV. Thanks for taking the time.
Morning. Pleasure.
Hello there. Liz, can you just explain what this debate is to people? Because I think there will be people who don't quite understand it. Can you just lay it out for us, just in in sort of layman's terms, really?
Yeah, certainly. So the abortion time limit is 24 weeks for typical babies. If your baby has a serious handicap, according to the 1967 Abortion Act, the time limit is birth. So women are offered abortions women are being offered abortions when they go in to have their baby with Down syndrome, even if they have told the hospital that they are not interested in an abortion. They've been told right up until the baby's going down the birth canal that an abortion can take place.
So just to be clear, if you are someone who wants to have an abortion because you don't want to have the child for whatever reason, certainly in England, you can elect to have an abortion up to 24 weeks. But then after that time, unless there are obviously very serious circumstances, you can't have an abortion anymore. You've got to have the child, basically, as I understand it. But if the child has Down syndrome, well, then you are allowed to abort the fetus, the child, up to the very, very last minute. I mean, that to me seems to be something which is a lot of people would find pretty barbaric, actually.
It is barbaric, yeah. There's no other word for it. An abortion at that stage is barbaric.
So tell us about the case that you and Heidi have been involved with, Liz.
So the case started back in 2019 when Heidi instructed a solicitor to bring the case for her. So we took the case in. It started in 2020 because of the pandemic. The original court case was July 2021, and we got the result in September 21 that she had lost that. The judges in the High Court didn't think that it was discriminatory. So she went to appeal. The appeal court was in July in this year, 2022, and we got the result yesterday to say that the appeal court still don't think it's discriminatory either. Their main reason was that because other people with disabilities don't think this is discriminatory, then it doesn't matter what Heidi thinks. That's the main bottom line. Because other people think it's okay, and Heidi's views don't matter.
So what are Heidi and you going to do now?
Well, maybe take a few days break.
I think you probably deserve a bit of a break. I'm sure it has occupied every waking hour that you have had. Yeah.
And then when we're going to regroup, talk to the solicitor and the legal team, and go to the Supreme. Heidi will be going to the Supreme Court about it. One of the other arguments that the judges came out with was that this should be discussed in Parliament rather than in the law courts. Yeah. That has been tried before in the House of Lords, and it was filibustered out by the other Lords. What are
the arguments against this? What are the arguments against your position? What are people saying on the other side of the argument?
They're saying that the people need the extra time to decide whether they carry on with their pregnancy, but most babies with Down syndrome are diagnosed in the womb way before 20 weeks, and so the woman has plenty of time to make that decision if she wants to.
Can I just ask you, Liz, as a mother, when was it that you found out that Heidi had Down syndrome?
As soon as she was put in my arms, I noticed she had Down syndrome, and then a few minutes later the midwives said they had suspicions as well, and then it was confirmed by a blood test a few days later.
Heidi is a remarkable young woman. She has a brilliant blog. She's a fantastic campaigner. She has shown in many, many ways that Down syndrome need not hold you back. And from what I have read, I haven't read everything on her blog, from what I've read, she doesn't let that hold her back in any way. She doesn't complain about it. She doesn't say, woe is me, isn't this terrible that I've been afflicted with this condition. She just gets on with life, and actually she's achieved a heck of a lot more than many people who don't live with the condition. What is your message and what is her message in terms of what you would like to happen next?
So we would like the lawyers and the judges to look at it again in the light of what Down syndrome means in 2022, and how people with Down syndrome can and do live very fulfilled lives. Like you say, Heidi does a blog, do a plug here for her new book. She's just written a book in which she explains more and more about her life and her campaign.
What's the book called? Where can you get it?
I'm Just Heidi.
Hold it up to the screen there. Hold it in front of you. Excellent. I think that would be a really good stocking filler. Yeah,
definitely. £8, and it's available on Amazon. She talks about her life and her campaigning, her marriage, her independent living. And like you say, she doesn't let anything hold her back. When a baby is born of a family that we know regularly, she will say to me, oh, have they got Down syndrome? When I say no, oh, because she can't see there's anything wrong with it. She can't see anything wrong with having Down syndrome because her life is fulfilled and busy and amazing.
Yeah.
Her job, she's at her job this morning and she is...
That's why she can't talk to us. That's why we're stuck with you, Liz.
She's doing drama groups with children with Down syndrome.
Brilliant.
Helping on their skills.
Fantastic. Well, more power to her, more power to you, and I wish you well in your campaign. It's a tough one, and I hope we can perhaps talk again. Maybe there'll be a different result as time goes on. Liz Crowter, Heidi's mum and a campaigner there. Thank you very, very much indeed for that. Really, really fascinating to talk to her.